Welcome to Diverse Orange, our conversations about diversity here in Central Florida. My guest today is Stephanie Lerret. Welcome, Stephanie.
Hi.
So, Stephanie, you are, well, tell us what your position is at Avalon.
So I wear several different hats, but I think what brought me to this relationship is that I had the privilege of creating an arts and culture center in Avalon Park. So my corporate position is I'm the senior vice president of marketing and community relations for Avalon Park Group, which is the developer of Avalon Park.
And you've had some focus on multiculturalness, I believe. How did that come about?
Yes. So as the person who oversees the marketing and community events in the community, I keep seeing opportunities to really expound on what's happening there. So for the past 20 years, we've hosted an event called Absolutely Avalon, which is an event that celebrates cultures, all the different people and community members that make up our community. And we were really looking for an opportunity to expound upon that on a regular basis. So we thought about, what's missing in our community in particular is the arts. And so we wanted to couple what we were doing with the community events and showcasing the cultures represented in our community, and then expound upon that and showcase the different arts of all mediums. So visual arts, performing arts, everything that you can think of is our goal to feature at the Arts Center.
And does the Avalon community include many different diversities?
Absolutely. And I'd even say we're not just exclusive to the Avalon Park community. While we're located in Avalon Park, we really want to be a place for people in East Orlando, because it's something that's been lacking in this area, but really someplace for all of Central Florida to be able to see it as a resource to showcase the different cultures that make up this diverse area.
And what are some of those cultures that have been able to participate?
So we have had over 40 different artists participate. Over the last year, we've had different themed exhibits that have included everything from landscape to animals to this month we're featuring a partnership with Pinecrest Charter School, who will be bringing over 400 pieces of art to focus on Black History Month. And so we're excited to be able to showcase that partnership. We just completed this last weekend our first Lunar New Year celebration as a partner with Asia Trend. And that was the result of us doing a Moon Over Avalon event with them last fall, and really seeing that there was a need for us to showcase more of that culture in our community.
What cultures are you missing?
So I think that there's probably some of every culture in the community. We just need to find them. So I would think that that reaching out and doing things like this, we can find those that are missing and that need to be represented and showcased.
How do you reach out to ethnic minorities?
So again, by community events, that's where we see a lot of the community members that not only live right within Avalon Park, but in our surrounding and neighboring communities. So they're coming here. We're free and open to the public. So that allows people the opportunity who may have had barriers to participate in events before, be able to come out and participate in those events. So we have the opportunity to interview them, speak with them, and ask them what they would like to do. Then we utilize social media, newsletters, and really just inviting them into the community for those different events.
Well, let's talk about you. Where did you grow up?
So my dad was in the Army, and I was born on an Army base in Tacoma, Washington. And my sister and I actually were there, and we were there when Mount St. Helens erupted. But quickly after that, we moved back home to where my parents called home in Anthony, Kansas. Small little farm town right on the Kansas-Oklahoma border.
Well, in the military, I'm sure you probably were exposed to a variety of ethnicities.
As a baby, not so much, but I know that my father was, yes.
Oh, okay. So little town of Kansas, that's a pretty white bread town.
Yeah, so one of the things that was really important to my family is that, yes, we are in the middle of a small town where there is not much diversity, but my parents found it very important to teach my family about culture and diversity. So they did that through travel, and we were just a small town Kansas family who was able to travel to Europe in high school, which really sparked a love of learning about different cultures and languages, which then spurred what I wanted to do for my career, and what I went to college for anthropology. And so that was very important to them to be able to teach that, because the community that I grew up in wasn't as diverse.
And where has anthropology taken you?
So marketing and anthropology are very similar in that you get to study and identify and work with different people. So while my title may not be anthropologist, I think that there's a lot of things that I learned in college that make my job very in line with what my passion and my vision was, is to really understand about people and what they do and why they do what they do. And marketing is all about that, understanding how people tick and how they feel like they feel a place of belonging and a sense of belonging.
And have you traveled to other parts of the world, the Hispanic world, the African world, Asian world?
Yes. So I was very fortunate enough to be able to study abroad in college, and I studied in Barcelona. And I lived there for several months during college, as well as after school. I've been able to travel to one of my favorite places is Lithuania.
Interesting. What's favorite about that?
Just really the people they're very nice. They're open to talk with you. They're interested in telling you about their cultures and the things that they've gone through. And it's not the country that you would think of, oh, I'm going to visit Europe, that's the one that you would want to go to, but it's beautiful and the people are amazing.
And coming back to Avalon Park, do you know what the racial demographics are in Avalon Park?
So we do have a high Hispanic population in the community. We're over 30%. I believe it's 33.33% is what our Hispanic demographic is.
So similar to the Central Florida area as a whole. How about African Americans?
I don't know the exact percentage, but yes, we do have an African American population as well as Asian American.
Okay, nice. And so with the Lunar, you've done some things. You're doing Black History. What about Hispanic related events?
So we've worked very closely with the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce. And we just did a grand opening of one of the newest businesses here, Chicharron Grill by Robert Trevino, in our marketplace. I believe that we have close to 10 restaurants within the Avalon Park area community that have a focus on that, on the dining of the Hispanic area. I would also say that we partner a lot with IBA, the Indian American Business Association, the Indian Chamber. They have a group here that plays cricket on a regular basis, and they've just came on as a partner for that Absolutely Avalon event that's coming up in April. As well as the French American Chamber of Commerce has helped several of our businesses here. One of the new restaurants, Faux Akawashi, which just opened as well, which is a French Asian fusion restaurant that just opened. So partnering with those different chambers has helped us identify some of those needs as well.
Nice. Well, what would you say is missing in Central Florida?
So I think there's a lot, and being from small town Kansas, there's a lot more than what I had when I was growing up. But I think the accessibility to be able to get to all of it. So I travel a lot for my position to the West Coast, to Tampa, and it would be great to be able to have transportation for myself and for others in the community to be able to access all of the great resources that are happening, not just on the West Coast, but in South Florida, North Florida, just all throughout the state. So I really think that transportation would really help us be able to connect.
Well, that's a good wish, and there are many of us that hope that will come through someday. Anyway, thank you very much, Stephanie, for talking with us today. And thank you, folks, for listening to this issue of Diverse Orange. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, guys. I ended the recording, so we're good.
Are you sure? I don't think so.